All right, so I really just wanted to get on here for a few moments today and talk about the power of dehumanization. 10 years ago, Trump came on the scene 3 minutes into his speech announcing his run for presidency. He took a group of people, Mexicans, and he called them rapists and criminals. He began the process of dehumanizing not just Mexicans, but mostly Latinos, Hispanic, Latin American, but then he expanded that obviously to all immigrants. But generally, the picture in our minds is Latin American immigrants. And so, fast forward 10 years later, now you have a huge portion of his base cheering the dehumanization of these people in these videos with the chains and the shackles, and the horrible video of the Venezuelans who were deported to this prison in El Salvador. They're bent over double, they're shoved on the floor, shaved of all their hair, complete dehumanization. And clearly in the United States, we have a long history of dehumanization with the African American community. Chattel slavery was the definition of it was that human beings, African human beings, were treated as cattle, as animals, as property. And the dehumanization allowed us to do things you would never do otherwise: slavery, Jim Crow, lynchings, all this stuff. And that's where we're going right now. And Trump has not just dehumanized immigrants, but he's also dehumanized Democrats. He's dehumanized anyone that disagrees with him. And so now he's calling for these Tesla vandals to be sent to the same prison in El Salvador for 20 years. Again, the fear is that they will be given no due process, just like these alleged Venezuelan gang members. So we just have to be very careful as individuals, not even from a government standpoint, that we as individuals do not buy into the dehumanization of other human beings who are made in the image and likeness of God. And we have to fight this on an individual level. We also have to fight it on a corporate level, but before we can do that, we have to fight it on an individual level to make sure that we don't fall into this trap. Jesus told us to love our neighbor as ourself. And the reason why he chose neighbor and maybe not family member is that you can't choose your neighbor. Your neighbor might be Hispanic. Your neighbor might be Black. Your neighbor might be Muslim. Your neighbor might be whoever. There's no qualifications on love your neighbor as yourself, because every single person on this planet is made in the image of God and is worthy of dignity and respect.